Hello, my name is CXCD, and sorry about the, I was gonna say mess, but it looks like the lack of mess. I'm currently moving my 1980s living room set to the other side of the room, so it looks a little sparse right now. I'm sorry about that. But a little while ago, I came across a Reddit post. It only had around 50 upvotes, and it had gone, I would say, unnoticed. It was several paragraphs long, and this Redditor, u/anon9973, had done a very good job in compiling what I would call a crack theory. I upvoted it, moved on with my life, and completely forgot about it. That was until I was having a conversation in my Discord server, link down below if you want to join, where Sweetie Belle, a member of the CMC, came up. It reignited this memory I had of this Reddit post, and I went searching and found it again. And upon rereading it, I came to a disturbing realization. Well, maybe it wasn't, disturbing by any chance, but it still was an revelation. Sweetie Belle is basically an alternative version of Starlight Glimmer who never went bad. They're both unicorns, sure, but both of them display manipulative tactics, insane magic use. It's pretty easy to see that with Starlight. I mean, she literally had a cult. But Sweetie Belle, though? Sweet, innocent Belle? Well, yes, actually, but we'll get into that later. I think it's more than likely that Sweetie Belle is just what Starlight would have become if she hadn't lost her friend Starburst, or had more friends to begin with. Let's go over this post. Sweetie Belle, one of the members of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, is often shown, especially during early seasons, to be quite a bit struggling with her magic. As a matter of fact, I think that might actually be one of her defining characteristics. And I actually think that most of the Crusaders were supposed to have magic issues. Well, I mean, obviously Scootaloo has a hard time flying, but I can't really remember a time Apple Bloom had a hard time using her Earth Pony magic. But that might also just because, Earth ponies are literally useless. They don't have any magic. But moving on, this Reddit post actually specifically calls out Season 4, Episode 15's Twilight Time. Here, she absolutely sucks levitating a broom, right? I mean, typical unicorn struggles. But by the end of it, she's doing freaking flips and stuff, man. Which implies that she gets really good at it in a very small period of time. So what, Sweetie Belle learning how to flip a broom in the air suddenly means she's as good as Starlight? No, there's more. Hold on. Every unicorn, except Tempest Shadow, can do magic. But one thing I find very interesting is Twilight, in Twilight Time, says that she will become her magic mentor. That's pretty crazy. Later, in Crusaders of the Lost Mark, she levitates Pipsqueak. I would imagine that would be quite hard. That'd be like lifting a human being as a human. That's pretty hard to do. At least I think so. I'm weak, though. I don't... All of this to say that her magic is getting progressively better. Which makes sense, I suppose, as time progresses in the MLP universe. But Season 7 is when things really start to pick up. And I don't know how this Reddit post even found half of these things, but I don't care, it's awesome. Reddit post is linked in the description. Seriously, go look at it. Actually, do me one better, go down to that Reddit post and upvote it. Give it just one upvote. I want to see how much of a difference we're gonna make, please. In Campfire Tales, she casts a shield spell. Very incomplete and broken shield spell, but still, she casts one. Impressive. But this is the big one, and one that I genuinely, when I read that Reddit post, could not believe they found out. They figured it out. There's a moment in Season 8 where Sweetie Belle just casually does something really impressive, and also relates back to Starlight Glimmer. In Every Little Thing, an earlier season episode, Starlight Glimmer casts a speed spell called Accelerol. She specifically calls out that it's not easy. She even emphasizes the not in the not easy part. It is not easy. So Starlight Glimmer, the pony who even Twilight said is stronger than her when she was a unicorn, says the speed spell Accelerol is hard. It's hard. But in Season 8's episodes in Surf and Turf, Sweetie Belle just does it. Like I said, when I saw this in the Reddit post, my mind was kinda actually blown. How does somebody go frame by frame and just sees Sweetie Belle doing that? And then can, logically link, oh, she's using a speed spell. Because obviously the animators made her horn light up on purpose, right? That's not her doing Pinkie Pie magic. That's a very deliberate decision by the animators. She's using a high-level unicorn spell that even Starlight said was extremely difficult. And Sweetie's doing it as a filly, as a child. That's crazy to me. One thing I also want to point out is that she knows how to teleport. She never does it as a foal, but in the Season 9 episode, Growing Up is Hard to Do, she does it as her adult form. So that means she knew at least how to teleport. Unless that might also imply that teleporting for a unicorn is kind of instinctual, which is strange, but whatever, that's besides the point. So not only is Sweetie very good at magic, but she also has the know-how of how to teleport. But she also shares some personality similarities with Starlight, at least the pre-Reformation version of Starlight, which is crazy. So since that last clip, as you can see, a few things have changed. I'm still setting things up, so don't worry about it. Things are subject to change. Don't look at the Coca-Cola logo down here. I'm gonna pick up right where I left off. It's obvious that Starlight was at least a little bit of a psycho. She wanted to completely kill Twilight's friendships with her friends, and in the process, destroyed multiple timelines. Can we, like, focus on that for a second? In the canon of MLP, does that mean that Starlight literally eviscerated, like, billions of lives while trying to prove a point to Twilight? When she's called out in our town, she's immediately shown as being narcissistic and aggressive, I'd say. And as the Reddit post points out, Sweetie has tried before in the past to sabotage her sister's work because she believes that she was wronged. She's also, as far as we can tell, I say we as in me and the Redditor, as far as we can tell, Sweetie Belle is the only member of the CMC to physically strike her sister in anger. Oh my god. But we could both be wrong. Once again, we as in me and the Redditor. The Redditor did not talk to me about this. I'm just spitballing. What the Reddit post points out, and let me reiterate, this is all the Redditor's research. I did nothing here. I'm just regurgitating the information. What the Reddit post points out is that in the episode For Whom the Sweetie Belle Tolls, when Princess Luna shows up to banish her bad dreams, Princess Luna does something quite interesting here. She sympathizes with, is that how you say that word, sympathize? She sympathizes with Sweetie Belle and says that she knows how it feels like to be overshadowed by an older sister. Princess Luna basically says, when I was in your shoes, I messed up, but don't mess up like I did. So from all this evidence, and once again, thank you, Anon, for providing this information. I'm not trying to take anything away from Anon the Redditor. I'm just trying to put it out to a bigger audience, I suppose. I would like to conclude that Sweetie Belle is basically a version of Starlight that didn't go dark, didn't go the way of she once did. Sweetie Belle's a version of Starlight that had friends that didn't abandon her. Because let's be fair, Starburst, as much as he didn't cause Starlight to do what she did, he still definitely abandoned her. Oh, and I guess it's also kind of weird that Starlight and Sweetie Belle are both obsessed with cutie marks. That's something, I suppose. I'm gonna word for word quote the Reddit post here and say this. She has more friends, positive role models to look up to, and more natural social skills, so she's significantly less likely to go down a dark path. AKA, she isn't gonna start a cult. At least, I hope she's not gonna start a cult. Sorry for the harsh lighting. This is still very much a work in progress. Things might be moved around a little bit. And I'm gonna definitely get a few lamps in here to provide more natural lighting. Because right now, this is a very, very harsh white. Anyways, please subscribe. I'll see you later, I guess. I hate intros. Intros are the worst thing in the world. I mean outros. Damn it.
I bite at the hand that feeds me, slap at the face that eats me. Some kind of animal cannibal made impressions on me. Have we met before? Possibly in Michigan, in some strange department store.